14 things you wish you knew before selling your home. Selling your home can be a very big deal, and there's a lot to know. So if you want to make the process as smooth as possible, then today I'm going to be sharing 14 things that you wish you knew before you sold your home. These tips are going to save you time, money, and stress. And these are also tips that I would follow if I was going to list my house tomorrow. The first thing is deep clean and declutter. Before you even list your home, you want to do a very, very, very professional, thorough, deep clean on your house. And I don't mean just bringing out the vacuum and vacuuming the house. Get into the corners, scrub the grout, make everything sparkle. And the easiest way to do this is to hire a professional cleaner to come in and clean the property. A clean house sends a signal that your home is well cared for. The next thing that I would do is declutter. Get rid of knickknacks, get rid of photos. Take down any personal photos. Also, take down political signs, political photos, and even religious photos. Pack up the knickknacks and remove extra furniture. Get rid of any extra big, bulky furniture. Make sure that there is at least 30 inches in between furniture so that people can move around your house, they can walk in your house, and it can flow nicely. Crowded rooms tend to feel very, very small, and that's the last thing that you want is a buyer feeling claustrophobic and like there's too much furniture in here and they can't picture themselves in this property. Another thing that you could consider doing is hiring a personal stager. Staging is what really sells a home. This does not come very cheap though. So if you have extra money and you're willing to spend an extra $5,000 to make the home look really, really phenomenal, then I think definitely hiring a stager is worth it. You could also move out all the furniture in the property and leave it completely vacant, and your real estate agent could virtually stage the property for you. The second thing is you want to make sure that your furniture and everything in your house looks really, really fresh. If your furniture is old and stained, buyers are going to notice it. They're going to look at the rips in the furniture. They're going to look how it's very, very used. They're just going to kind of assume that it's really worn out and that you haven't taken good care of the house because your furniture is in bad shape. We want them focused on the home, not on the couch, not on the lamp that you have. We want them focused on the home. The third thing is curb appeal. What does your home look like from the outside? Is there any deferred maintenance? Well-kept yard signals a well-kept home. Is the grass mowed? Are the bushes and the trees trimmed? Does everything look super tidy on the exterior of your property? A good first impression goes a long way. Remember, this is the first thing that a buyer sees when they drive by your property. Next thing that you want to do is you want to get a pre-home inspection. This is something that I highly recommend doing, and it is something that I would do if I was going to list my home. Spend $500 and you know exactly what a buyer is going to be asking you for before you put it on the market. This way you can avoid any surprises. Maybe you don't really know that there's some cracked shingles on the roof, or that there's some loose shingles, or there's a section of the roof that actually needs to be repaired, or you found a leak, they found a leak that you didn't know about, or they see signs of water damage, which is something that happened a very long time ago. Buyers are going to bring this up and it's going to come up on their inspection report. So the more that you can see the house in the eyes of the person who is buying it, the more ahead of the game that you're going to be. You're going to be ahead of negotiations, and you're going to be well prepared for what a buyer is going to be asking of you down the line once you go under contract and they do their inspection. Next thing that you want to do is make sure that you get professional listing photos. You don't want to use iPhone photos. Personally, I use a fantastic company to take my photos. They're very high quality photographers. They know how to take it from the right angle, the right room. We're not going to take pictures of a house that is messy. We're not going to take pictures of a messy closet. We're not going to take pictures of a laundry room that's messy. We're not going to take pictures of a room that is overly crowded, or a storage room, or places that have too many knickknacks. They're really going to focus on the best features of the home, the best rooms of the home, and they're going to make sure that the home is presented in the best light from the right angles and that it looks architecturally significant. Blurry photos, bad photos, photos that are not well lit, photos where the toilet seat is open. This is not going to do you any favors when you go to list your house. So I have a rule with photos. Less is more. We don't need to see every single corner of the home, just enough to get a good idea that's going to make people curious. They're going to love it, and going to want to come and book an appointment in person to see the house. The next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your home is listed on all the right sites. So once you hire a real estate agent, your home is going to be listed across the MLS, which is the multiple listing service, which feeds in to over 300 property websites such as realtor.com and such as Zillow. Most buyers are going to be searching on Zillow and realtor.com when they're looking for properties. So the more exposure that your home gets, the better. Next thing that you want to do is you want to remove any signs and any smell of pets that are present before showings. Some buyers are very weird about pets. Some people don't like cats. Some people don't like dogs. Some people don't like the smell. Some people don't like the dog hair on the furniture. Remove bowls, remove beds. Get rid of any ways before showing. If possible, you got to get your pets out of the house for each and every showing. Believe me, if you've got pets present, the buyers are going to know it and they're going to be able to smell it. And that small carpet stain over there, they're going to wonder if that's cat pee on the carpet or dog went to the bathroom in the house. They're going to be asking those questions. Next thing that you want to do is you really want to prepare a great strategy for once your property goes live. This is having a phenomenal listing video to go with the phenomenal photos of the property to really showcase the property, maybe even bundled with going live and having an open house that weekend. I always think it's best to have a home go live on a Thursday so that you can do an open house that weekend. Don't want to go live on the MLS and not have photos ready and only have one photo of the home. This could hurt you, and buyers are going to wonder what the rest of the home looks like. You could also think that you're trying to hide something, not showing the interior of the property. Next thing, which is actually one of the most important things when you go to sell your home, is you want to be very honest and thorough in your seller property condition disclosure. Do not rush through this document. It is a very long document, and this is where most of the lawsuits happen between buyers and sellers, is between what a seller has filled out and not filled out on their seller's property condition disclosure. An attorney's dream is when a seller takes this disclosure and just checks a whole box of no's down it. What you really want to do here is you really want to deep dive into the history of the property. How long have you owned it for? If you've owned it for more than 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, what kind of things have happened to the property? What have you fixed on it? Has there been leaks present in the past? Well, I'm sure there has been if you've owned a home for more than 20 years. And you want to be very, very honest about this, how it was fixed, who it was fixed with, what did it cost the company? The more you can package this up and have old receipts, who the contractor was, and the company that fixed it, and also the price that went along with it, the less questions that buyers will have because they'll have all the answers that they need wrapped up into a package. So don't take 4 minutes to fill out this property condition disclosure. Take 4 days to fill it out. Really take your time, fill it out. Be honest about everything. You do not want to lie on your seller property condition disclosure because this is where most of the lawsuits happen down the line. Once the buyer closed, they find out that there was this wrong with it. It was never disclosed on the property condition disclosure, and bam, you're in a lawsuit. The next thing that you're going to want to do is get a market analysis before pricing your home. You don't want to be guessing here when you're pricing your house. Definitely going to want to have your real estate agent together a comparable market analysis for you because you don't want to overprice your home and you don't want to underprice your home. If you're too high, your property is going to sit on the market. You're not going to have any calls. You're not going to have any showings. You're not going to have any interest. And you're going to drop the price 3 or 4 times to only sell for a lower price. Whereas if you just listed the correct price in the first place, you wouldn't have sat on the market for 4 or 5 months longer. So don't want to price your property too low because you could be leaving money on the table. Next thing that you want to do is be very, very clear about what stays with the property and what is not staying with the property. If you're planning to take items such as fixtures or furniture that is bolted to the walls or chandeliers, make sure that you get rid of that stuff before you go live and before your home is listed and before buyers come through it. Also want to make sure that it's spelled out in the contract what is excluded and what is included. Buyers do not get attached. They walk in the house, they see the chandelier, they want the chandelier. You're not leaving the chandelier, you're not leaving the refrigerator, or you're not leaving the washer and dryers. Comes a negotiation down the line, and buyers get really attached to furniture, personal items, and fixtures. So be really, really clear about what's staying with the property and what is not staying with the property when you go to sell it. Next thing is not possible for every single seller, but if it is possible for you, just move out of the house. It makes it so much easier. It's much less stressful. You don't have to have the house clean for all the showings. You don't have to be available at a moment's notice that somebody just drove by, called your real estate agent, and wants to see the house in 5 minutes because they're sitting outside of the property. They've been driving around the neighborhood all day. They finally saw a house they like. They call your realtor. Hey, I know this is really short notice, but is there any way that we can go inside and see the property? You're at home. The house is a mess. Now somebody wants to come and see it. So you always have to be ready to go if you're living in your property while you're also trying to sell it. And for a lot of people, they don't have the option to move out. But if you do have the option to move out, move out. Do it. Move out. And if you have good furniture, your furniture can stay unless you're taking it with you to a new property. So move out, have it vacant, get the property staged, or just leave it vacant and do virtual staging. Next thing, you definitely do not want to take things personally. The toughest parts about selling your home is getting buyer feedback. Going to possibly nickel and dime you for every little thing. Might say the bedrooms are too small, the house is too big, the yard is too small. It is the wrong color. It's really dark in this room. Why doesn't it have a basement? You're going to sit there and wonder, then why the hell did you come and look at my property? Because you saw it online, you saw what it looked like, you saw the square footage, and you'll be like, why'd you waste my time? Here's the truth. Your home is a business transaction. So the more that you can emotionally detach from it, the better. Buyers are going to be picky. They're all going to have completely different preferences. Every single buyer is different. Remember, their feedback is not a personal attack, just all part of the process. Keep your cool, stay focused. Remember that the right buyer is going to come along. Next thing that you really want to do is be picky about your own listing. Look at your house from the eyes of a buyer. Go outside of your front door, stand in the street, stare at your house. Drive by it in your car, drive down the street. As you're pulling up, look at your house. Walk in the front door, look at your property with the eyes that are fresh. Once your property is listed, ask yourself, think of the pictures, think of the description, the data correct? Is the HOA correct? Are the HOA dues correct? Is there anything super unique about your property that is missing from the description or from any of the features? When did the last property sell in your neighborhood and what did it sell for? How long was it on the market? Where are the value, not just the price? What did the inside look like? Was it updated? Did it have nice fixed finishes? What was the condition of the home? Big was it? Your home need any minor repairs? Do you need a little handyman to come by and fix some things? Need to repaint some stuff? Staging, show the home better. Need to be decluttered? Do you need to get rid of the signs of any pets? Does it smell funny? Have a next door neighbor, have a friend, have a family member come in and be really, really honest. Does my house smell? Does it feel cluttered? Also want to make sure that you're choosing an agent who understands marketing, because at the end of the day, your agent, that is the only thing that they can control is the marketing. So if you're hiring somebody who's just going to stick a sign in the yard and put your home on the MLS and just take some photos, we are living in a world where you need to do far more than that to get a property sold. Find a new agent, because you need targeted ads, you need Facebook ads, you need Instagram ads, amazing YouTube channel like myself, the local neighborhood expert. Or are you hiring somebody from Salt Lake to sell a Park City house because they're related to you or they're in your family and they have no idea the market that they're selling in? So you definitely want to make sure that your agent is good at communicating with you, and you're going to want to lay out stuff ahead of time. Hey, to be communicated with daily. I want to be communicated with every time there's a showing, or no, communicate with me once a month, communicate with me once a week, send me an email breakdown of these things, or I would prefer a call once a week to see how things are going. Sure that your agent is actually doing their job and that they're just not stacking listings and they're going to list your house and leave it. They're going to stick it on the MLS. They're going to tell all the agents to make appointments through showing time, and they're actually never going to be present to show your property in person. They're just going to key box it and they're going to let buyer's agents come through and show the property, and they're never actually going to be there in person. And then they're just going to ask for feedback. So you need to be really, really picky when you choose an agent and pick the agent that knows the area. Again, you're doing yourself a huge disservice if you pick an agent that doesn't know the area, doesn't know the market. I'm not selling any homes that are that where I have to drive 30 minutes or more to get there, because that's outside of my market, that's outside of my zone, and I will refer it to a different agent. Video was helpful to you, make sure that you share it with a friend. If you're serious about selling your property, interview me. Interview me for the job of selling your home. I promise you, I will not let you down. My marketing is next level. And if you want to see what I can do to make your house shine, then check out some of these videos that I have done for other clients.